gentlemen. Let's wait for a few people to join. So we can, if it's good, there's a message in the Discord. We are live. Yeah, there is. Hopefully some people are come to join.
So is this the second podcast?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the second one. So, yeah, basically you're the first driver. So, oh, there we have already a message. I don't know if someone is there already. Let's check it. Let's watch it. Yeah, Cameron is there. Alright, yeah, let's start, I guess. Welcome, thanks for joining, Sebastian, Seb.
Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, how are you?
I'm alright. It's been a bit of a difficult summer for me, but I've been actually spending a lot of time out of town at my summer place, so I haven't really played the game that much yet. But yeah, glad to be playing again, and first race was better than expected.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, let's straight jump into it. I'm now loading into the race. Unfortunately, we can only watch my point of view, but hopefully the next time we can watch the other driver's point of view. But I will just ask you some questions about it, and we will go through the race basically. So it's now loading in until we are at the start. Unfortunately, this game is really slow, so it's still loading. I'd say it's loading completed. Yeah, we are here. So you started P12 on the soft. Yeah. So how was your start to begin with?
I had an amazing start. I really should. I'm probably gonna throw the clip on Discord.
Yeah, you need to send it because we only can watch
Everybody
my
can
point of
see.
view now.
Yeah, I decided to start on the softs. I didn't really have a strategy because I thought that there are always gonna be some safety cars and collisions. So let's just start on the softs and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, you went
the
from
qualifying. Yeah, I went from P12 to P6.
Yeah.
In like 3 corners.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so you started on the soft, but you said qualifying didn't go well. You had some more issues in practice with qualifying, or was it just at that point qualifying didn't go well?
Yeah, I just didn't get a clean lap on qualifying. I had one spin, 2 invalidated laps, and one time ran out of ERS, so didn't get a great time there. And then in the sprint race, I crashed Roy.
Yeah.
That was quite funny as well. I came out of a corner and Roy and Lazy were parked in the middle of the road, so couldn't really avoid that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm quite used to starting in the midfield. My qualifying is not the greatest, but usually always do better in the race.
Yeah, so qualifying didn't go well, but qualifying wasn't important this week because we had a sprint race as well. How did your sprint race go?
Yeah, I had the crash quite early on, so there wasn't much racing for me. First laps was alright, was fun, but yeah, I got some damage as well, and I was thinking, should I go to the pits? And I don't know if I would have pitted for softs then. Do I have less softs in the race? Do you know that?
Yeah. I'm not sure, to be fair. No, I don't.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I didn't pit then, because I thought, okay, I'm gonna be one of the last anyway, so just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you started on soft. How was your first stint? How did it felt? The soft tire? Yeah.
Well, like I said, the start was great. but my pace wasn't that good. There were some medium runners next to me, and couldn't really do anything with the softs.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really anything special. I had like I think I had quite some room there to drive on my first
exactly.
stint. Not much action.
Yeah.
So nothing really special.
No, exactly. So you're saying your pace wasn't that great. Of course, you had a great start. Are you planning to start on the medium or hard next race, or you're still planning to start on the soft next race?
Well, the soft start worked very well, so I'm probably gonna stick to that.
Yeah.
And it's probably not a bad idea to start on them if you're on midfield like I usually am.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing now in the replay mode you pitted at the end of lap 9. So you had to do a pretty big stint on the hards. How did the hards felt, especially in the end, because you had pretty worn hards, I think, when you have to do 24 laps. How did the hard stint felt?
Yeah. Well, I tried to do as many soft laps as I could, and I think that was really the time to pit. And the hards, I actually never even checked what percentage I had at the end. I was so concentrated on the driving.
Yeah, the stream sees now my overtake on you. That's funny to see. I'm now overtaking you. Can you talk about it? Did you let me go, or was it just, or did you have to pay?
Yeah, I was actually concentrating on Mike all the time because I felt like we are gonna have a fight on the positions with him. He was we were fighting early on, and then he was a bit back a few seconds, but he was a little bit quicker than me, so I really just concentrated on him and let you and Roy both go. Against Roy I might have had a chance to defend, but I had a penalty and he didn't, so I figured no real use there. So I just concentrated on Mike, and yeah, later on he catched me, and we had great fight in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
That was really good fight racing.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Last question about this race. You finished in P6, I think, P7, P6.
Yeah, 6.
So that's quite good in the midfield. Some good points of points. Are you happy about it? Considering, yeah, are you happy about it?
Yeah, I'm quite happy about it. My goal was to drive a race without spinning, and I managed to do that.
Yeah, that's great.
So, yeah, I'm playing on the wheel now. When I bought this new game, I decided I'm not gonna touch the controller anymore. So it's been a lot of practicing, and it's been quite different to drive with it, and has been really tough to drive without spinning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's why a clean race and some points is a very good result. I'm not quite happy with my pace if I compare to some of the other guys.
Yeah, okay.
But I guess that only means more driving hours and more practice.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, P6 in the first race. So seeing it as a whole season, you expect to drive in the midfield for every race, or you have some tracks where you think like, I can maybe get a podium there? How do you see the upcoming season?
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna probably be a learning season for me now, driving on the wheel. But so just try to score as many points as I can, and I'm sure there are always sometimes there are gonna be possibilities to to get a podium, and of course then the fight is on.
Yeah.
But just try to be consistent and get some experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Experience with the wheel and as many points as possible.
Yeah,
That's the plan.
exactly. So, seeing the calendar, we have 12 races this season, and what's your favorite track on this calendar? Where you can think like, oh, I can maybe get a podium or a top 5 finish?
I think it depends, or what matters the most is how the others are doing on the what's the pace of them. I have obviously favorite tracks. I have Silverstone is really nice to drive. But it's hard to say because I don't know how quick the others are.
Right,
Don't we have Miami as well?
Yeah, we have Miami as well. Yeah, third race.
That's gonna be a tricky one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tricky one. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The first sector, especially with high fuel, it's gonna be a tricky one. So yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
And
basically saying, yeah.
Yeah, we had a 5-lapper in Miami, and I actually won that, but there was one corner I messed up every single time. It was that left-hander before the back straight, the curvy straight at the back, and then there's that left-hander, and where I don't really know where to brake, and
yeah, it's a tricky corner.
Yeah, it's really hard one. So
yeah. So, about we talked about the season. Can you already think about some predictions? So, where do you expect to be as a driver at the end of the season and as a constructor? Because Alex is your teammate, right? Alex is your teammate?
Yeah.
Where do you expect to finish with Aston Martin? Is it also a little bit in the midfield, or are you seeing a little bit ahead of some people, or a little bit in the midfield? Where do you expect to finish?
Well, we have been now in the top 3, top 5 with Aston Martin last seasons. But now we might just drop a little bit. Top 3 is gonna be out of reach maybe. But I think it's gonna be somewhere around midfield. Yeah, really happy to have Alex in the team.
Yeah.
When I joined the league, I think we had really good chemistry and similar pace. So
yeah, he's a great teammate. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to race with him.
Yeah, exactly. So we talked about constructors. Where do you see yourself as a driver at the end of the season? You think you have learned enough to be fighting for podiums next season, or where do you expect yourself at the end of the season?
I mean, yeah, I have to be honest with myself. I'm not gonna be fighting for a podium this season. So, I mean, it's probably we will see. It's really hard to say.
It's just a little bit of a learning season for you.
Yeah, well, maybe around 6, like in the last race. That would be. I mean, 6th place at the end. I would actually be happy with that. But most important thing is just to get better during the season.
Yeah, exactly. So to end the podcast, I will ask the chat to send some questions in for you. So if the chat can ask some questions to Seb, that would be nice. There are some listeners right now. So maybe we can have some questions for you in the end. Let's see if some people... How are you finding the game, Cameron?
Yeah, there's a big problem that I have with the game, and it has to do with the traction control, because I've played 2 years without traction control, and as I bought this game, it felt really hard.
Yeah.
And also driving with the wheel, having less feedback on oversteer and wheel spin. It was really tough for me, so I haven't enjoyed all the hours on this new game. And I've actually had to play with medium traction control as well. So, and yesterday I had to play with medium because I just can't handle the starts without traction. I just lose like two or three places every time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really hard, and the slow corners without traction control, I have to short shift every single slow
Yeah,
corner, and it's also not realistic
no, exactly. Yeah,
if I watch the real F1 like
yeah, true.
telemetry that they use, they don't short shift that much at all,
Yeah,
and they use second and third gear a lot. But on this game, like the esports guys, they do hairpins with fourth gear or something.
yeah,
So that's I don't enjoy the no traction
yeah,
control on this game. It
yeah.
doesn't feel very realistic.
So last question is I want to ask you is, of course, these cars are also pretty understeery. Does that also affect on your performance, or you like understeer cars more than oversteer, or what do you
Uh,
prefer?
yeah, I don't actually notice any difference on these cars
Oh,
because
then you're one of the only
bec-
ones, to be honest.
I know, and it was funny when I was visiting Roy in Oslo. I tried to drive with his setups, and I noticed that I noticed how different my setups are because my setups are like super understeery, and
Hmm.
his setups were more oversteery. So these cars feel very similar to the ones
Yeah,
I've always been driving. So not a real difference there. So
yeah, yeah. So thanks for joining, Sebastian. Great to
sure,
have you. So great, good luck this season, and hopefully to see you maybe on the podium, and hopefully have some fun this season.
yeah. Hope to see you on.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining. Have a good one.